Okay, hey guys. So I'm recording part 2. I know I was gonna say I was doing it on Sunday, but I was so busy because I had to do tests. I had to practice for tests, you know. So I'm here today on Monday. I'm done my homework. It took me 2 hours because I had math homework, which was geometry. And what else did I have? I had history as well. So, yeah. Alright, let's continue watching this because I know I was saying I was going to make a part 2 or 3, depending if, how much time we still have. Should I turn this up a bit? No. You won't be able to hear me probably, but anyway. I'm going to skip a little bit because, this is not really, it's not really doing me anything, so.
World. What is Ruth World?
What? Okay.
And Bonnie. Now for the fourth.
Okay.
Now for the puff. God, he's fake.
That could be copyright, but I had anger issues 2 years ago, even 3 years. I still have anger issues, but they're not really as bad. So yeah. I might be getting a camera soon because I keep using my phone, and then after every 30 to, minutes, it just completely stops because I don't have that much storage, as you can tell. I feel like that isn't real, but I also feel like that, I don't remember filming. I actually do not even remember filming that video. It was just 2 years ago, so I don't remember. So sorry. I just do not remember. This is actually one of my second videos I did on that channel. I don't want to react to the first. Obviously, I was so cringy, and I didn't know what I was doing, because it was in 6th grade, and I was going to this thing, an orientation week thingy, so I had to stay there for, I had to go there for a day, and then, a week later, there would be school, so it was an orientation. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was all smart. I didn't know what, I wasn't really understanding what I was supposed to do. So, I just had this really bad computer. Yeah, I didn't even have a mic, and I still don't have a mic, but I'm trying to get one. So, yeah. I used to have one, though. What? Okay, I am so sorry for that. My grandma came in, and she scared me, so I said, what? As usual, the moody teenager stage. So, let's continue. I'm funny sometimes, but sometimes not.
Hey guys, I'm coming for versus pizza. I know their number is 7 and 1.
I literally hear something in the background, trying to. I know I'm sounding crazy, but I'm here. I don't know if it's static or the really bad computer screen, because literally look at it. But it sounds like there's something going on in the background, and it sounds I know the TV was on now, and I'm about to be home alone, so all the strangers can come when they want. I'm just kidding. No, I live in so-and-so and so-and-so. You can come over because I'm going to be home alone, and I'm a 14-year-old. that has a boyfriend, by the way. So, I'm just kidding. You cannot come over. I have a bat and I have a hair dryer and I will swing it at you and kill you. I'm just kidding, okay? I'm just trying to be friendly here, but I swear, if any of you know where I live, I don't even think I tell anybody where I live. Like, I don't even tell, like, teachers in my school. I don't tell no one. Like, not even my friends where I live. Oh no, hold on. Okay, I'm back, sorry. It's just my grandparents moving because they're about to get, they're not moving, but they're like moving around. But they're just about to leave to go to the store, I think. So I'm going to be home alone with my, well, I'm not going to be home alone, but it's like home alone because, you know, there's someone here. There's my aunt and my uncle, but they barely ever come out of, like, the room. So, like, I'm good. You know, I'm good for an hour maybe. So, yeah, that's when I like it, when they're home alone, and when I'm home alone, and I just come out, and I'm like, all the food. Hold on again, sorry by the way. Okay, I'm back once again. Sorry by the way, like I said before. It's just, it happened. Okay, so we're gonna continue, because we need to at least finish this by tomorrow.
I need to call their
What was that?
number. Wait, I need to get God. Oh, that. Okay. I felt like something was touching my hair.
Oh. I heard like footsteps for a minute too. Like I heard like something like the floor creaking. Ugh, cannot use my vocabulary words. But I heard like the floor creaking, not creaking as soon as she said, like, as soon as I said that. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I have perfume and I can spray it in your eyes. It smells like vanilla, by the way. I'm in the same room I recorded that in. I'm like right near the I'm in right in front of the closet, like, and right in front of the closet there's like this big bed, and then there's like this little desk area, and then like I just sit there and it has this light, and then I have like perfume, and like I have everything I need. I'm right across from the thing, and then there's like this mirror and then the dresser, like always. So yeah, I'm in the same room. Jeez.
It looks like there's something in there in the camera.
I know. Oh my god, it always looks like that at night, and like when I'm trying to get in my PJs. I know this may sound creepy, but when I'm getting in my PJs, I feel like someone's always watching me. It's like as soon as I'm taking my shirt off, which is it's disgusting, okay? But as soon as I'm taking my shirt off, I look in the closet to see if there's anyone, because I'm scared of someone seeing me like nude and naked, because, you know, I don't have the perfect body. I may have like average breasts, but they're not flat, but they're, you know, they're there. You could see them when I post pictures on Instagram, by the way. But you can actually I don't have the perfect hips. I don't have the perfect, you know, I don't have anything perfect. But that's okay. So like it's just like I don't want to see someone like see me naked, cuz what's the point of that? Like I'm not even beautiful with or without clothes. Like I'm not beautiful at all. So I'm pretty damn ugly, but you know, I'm a nice person once you get to know me. I'm very nice. Sometimes I can be a bitch, or sometimes I can be rude. And yes, I do cuss at the age 14. Almost 15, by the way, in May 19th. So, yeah, I may look like I'm a 9-year-old that hasn't matured yet. But you know what? I am not mature. I'm very immature, actually. So, that's one thing to know about me, is that I'm very immature. And that I make silly jokes every now and then. Okay, let's continue, because I want to finish this.
Okay, so it felt like something was touching my hair. My hair was going like this. Like, in the back of it was going like this. Like that, and it was coming up. I'm like, what is that? it just scared me. So, we're gonna get the phone number. And yeah. So, let me go get the phone number for you. Should I pause? I think I should pause for a second. Hey guys, so...
Look at my bangs, oh my god. I needed to get them cut, and I actually did not get them cut. I actually moved them to the side so much that they actually became like pieces of hair that's on the side every day. Like, it's not the same length as my hair, but it's like these little pieces of hair that's on the side. It's not bangs like that anymore, but it's like, it's still bangs. So I'm actually going to cut my hair the same length as my bangs length, and then make it look like I don't have bangs. You know? And I went to the hair salon, and I was like, I was born with bangs, and they're like, you're not born with bangs. And I'm like, wait, I'm not? So you're not actually born with bangs, which is very surprising because I thought I was. But apparently you're not. And I still have baby hairs, and I have a widow's peak. Just like my mom. And I have my mom's nose, and my dad's eyes, and my dad's teeth.
You can hear
Oh.
me doing it. See? It's 732.
No one can see that.
732.
I have the same problem.
222. You can hear me, darling.
I can kind of see that, so that it is
and then I'm
reasonable.
going to go down here, and then I'm going to look at the rest of the number.
Oh my god, look how fat I am. Do you see, like, that extra chin? Jesus. I think I need to... You know how much I weigh? I used to weigh about... When I first came to live with my grandma about 4 years ago, I weighed 56 pounds. And then, because I was very unhealthy, I never ate anything. And then, because, my mom died and my dad died in the same year, and I just couldn't handle it. So, I didn't eat that much. Just like my mom, she would always eat ice cream instead of anything. But I'm moving my seat because my legs hurt so much. But I think they left. I want to get crackers. But, so, like, I was, like, devastated as a child at the age of 10 should be. Yeah, I was 10 when my parents died, but my mom died of a heart attack, and my dad died in his sleep, which it was technically my fault because he was like in the morning before I was about to go to school, and yeah, I was at a boarding school, so it was like I hated that school. Like, I would fail on purpose, and I would just come in class, and I would just fail. I would be rude to people. Like, people would be rude to me, and they would pick on me, and then I would beat them up. I would get detention every day, and then finally my dad just couldn't take it. But, I did my homework. I got straight A's. Like, I did good, but it's just, I was trying to fail. Like, I was failing on purpose, but they wouldn't let me. Like, I had B's, but then they raised them up to A's because I was so good enough. It's weird, but that was like in 4th grade, and then I went, because like my dad, and then he was like, I'm not going to be here when you come home, so you better do your homework, and you better be good today. So, like, I go to school, and then I come home like I normally do my homework, because like my stepmom, I had a stepmom then, she would come home around 5 o'clock, like my grandma does. It's weird. And so I was home alone, and my dad took these, like, classes in the morning, like, at, like, 9 to 10 in the morning, and then he would come home at, like, 12. So, like, when I didn't, he had them on the weekend, so when I didn't have school, he was like, don't invite people over, okay? So I was like, you know what, I'm going to invite my friends over. So I always used to invite my friends, and I told him about it, like, when I first did it, and he was like, it's fine, just make sure they, like, make sure that they don't steal anything, like, just make sure all these stuff. And so we did that, and yeah, so I have lots of stories to tell about my mom and dad because they were just so nice to me. But my dad, mostly, he would, beat up my mom, which that wasn't cool, and I actually did something about that. So when I know this is not a story time, but I'm gonna add to the story a little bit. So when I was 9 years old, before my parents died, a year before, I heard something. Sorry, it's my aunt or uncle. I don't know which one, because I know my grandparents left. I just heard the door open, the bathroom door. That's right next to the bedroom. I keep stuttering. I heard the light turn on, but anyway, when I was 9, and my dad was beating up my mom, and so I went to my dad, and I was like, you shouldn't be rude to my mother like that. And I was like, who's ever going to be rude to my mother like that has to pay, because my mom is such a wonderful woman, and you just don't think that. And so I punched him in the face so hard that his tooth cracked in half, like literally, and I was only 9. Like, I had my dad's, strength. Like, my dad was strong. My mom was stronger, but I might have my mom's strength. I don't know. Like, I could probably break someone's arm in like a second, which is kind of surprising, but kind of not. Since I'm 14, I can handle something on my own. Like, I don't need someone to come and help me. And my dad, when I used to live with him, when my mom died, my dad always taught me to stand up for myself, which I still do. I still stand up for myself because, people could believe whatever they want to believe in, and, people could do whatever they want to do, and I'm going to live my life like I want to, I don't have time for rude people. I have a life to live. It's going to be like the best life, I'm going to have so many adventures with this guy I love. And, I'm just going to have the best life. And I don't have time to spend on rude people like that, you know? So when someone's rude to me, I don't give them any attention. I just say, you know what? I'm sorry for being in your way. I'm going to leave. Bye. That's all I say. And I leave and I stop. Because, some people are rude, and people are rude to me, and, I just deal with it because I know that there's people out there, and, we all could change, and, it's just there's lots of people out there that are so rude to people, and I think that's unfair because there's lots of people that get bullied every single day, and people don't know what it feels like to get bullied. Some people do, but like I've been bullied since like my whole life, and I know what it feels like. I've experienced it myself. I've been beat up before. I've had a black eye before, so I know what it feels like to be like that. I feel like some people don't understand how it feels like to be bullied when they're the one bullying other people and making fun of them. Everyone's different. You don't have to be the same person, and that really aggravates me when someone like thinks that you're ugly, because no one's ugly. Everyone's beautiful in their own special way. There's like everyone's beautiful and everyone's unique, and you don't have to be the same person. And that really aggravates me. Hold on. It's been 18 minutes. That's not bad, but I expected this to be like 30 minutes. But, everyone's different, and you don't have to be someone else. For instance, if a boy liked you, and I went through this, when a boy likes you and they like someone else, like your cousin, for example, like mine, and you want to change, that's not okay. You be yourself and hang around with the people that like you for you. Don't be hanging around with people that don't like you for who you are, just because they're cool. You should be with the people that actually are friends with you and that actually love you and support you. And that's what I really understand, is that if someone's being rude, I don't pay any attention. If someone doesn't like me, I don't care about their opinion, because I know that I'm special and I know that I'm unique in my own special way, and I don't need no one else to tell me different from that. So when someone's trying to be rude and someone's trying to tell, oh, you're ugly, you're weird, and I have this problem with me, which hopefully my child doesn't go through this, because I know what it feels like. It's not painful, but it just hurts your feelings because people don't like you for it. So I have this eye problem, and it's where one of my eyes is smaller than the other, and I have really bad vision. So I always need glasses, but I don't usually wear them after school, but today I did. So my doctor, when I went there, a couple months ago. It was like 2 months ago. I think 3 months ago. Anyway, I went there and they said that my vision is so bad that I need my contact, which I was made with a contact that actually helps me. It doesn't make me see better, but it kind of does make me see better. It's really hard to explain. Like, I could it's made for me, but like when I put it on the first time, and this was like 2 years ago, I liked it. I loved it. Like, it made me look normal for once, and I was like, I'm happy with this, and I made a good decision. And then, as hours went by, like, I wore it for like at least 7 to 8 hours, and I was crying my eyes out because it was hurting so bad. Like, it was scraping up on my eye, and I just did not like that. And my grandma, she got it out and everything. So, I hope my child doesn't go through the same thing, because it's where your eye is small and you have really bad vision. It's called coloboma, and it's really rare. It's like you don't see it in many people, but I have it for some reason. And I'll tell you why, because my mom had something wrong with her. So when she was about to give birth to my sister, the doctor said that they had to give abortion. So they did that, which, if you don't know what abortion is, it's where this woman makes her own choice with her own body, and she chooses to, give up the baby. And if you don't know what abortion means, just look it up on Google. But basically, she wanted, my mom wanted a little girl, and so I'm lucky because, she treated me differently than my brother. Like, she still loved my brother, but she treated me more, like, she loved me more, probably, I think. She probably did. I don't know. I know she loved my brother the same, but then when, that's why my brother started picking on me a lot. Hold on, sorry. My brother started picking me on a lot when I was little, and I just did not like it, and I always used to cry about it because I thought my brother actually hated me. Literally, I thought my brother hated me. So, I just, and then now, me and him, we get along pretty well, like, really well, but I haven't really talked to him that much, but we do get along really well, and he doesn't, pickle me anymore, but he used to when I was little. But something was wrong with my mom, which, the doctors were like, don't give birth to another kid. And this is when my brother was already born, because he's older than me, and my sister would have been 15 by now, because she's 1 year older. So then my mom, another year, she wanted a kid again, so she got pregnant, which, if you don't know how to get pregnant, if you don't even know what pregnancy means, search it up. But anyway, she got pregnant, and they told her not to have another kid, but she had another kid. This is where I come in. And so they were doing the thing. She had to get C-section because something, I don't know. Usually women, when they have C-section, it's because your body is too small to process the baby out of you. So you have to, get C-section. So when you get C-section, they cut you open. They give you something to numb you, which I'm actually scared of this, by the way. Like, I was talking with my boyfriend earlier, and I think he was babysitting this boy, but there's this little boy, and I was like, oh, I want it. And he was like, I'd rather just make my own. And I was like, but I'm scared of that. Like, I would be in pain. Like, that's what I'm mostly scared of, is, like, I'm not mostly scared of, like, having a baby, but I'm mostly scared of how it's going to come out of me. Because, like, I'm scared that it's going to hurt so much that I won't be able to deal with it. And I'm scared that the stitches, when they stitch me up, are just going to burst. Huh. Sorry, that was my uncle intruding on me about where my grandma is. Anyway, so, she had me. And then they said I wouldn't live for 18 hours. And my eye was always closed. One of my eyes. So they were like, what's wrong with her? And they said that I wouldn't live to 18 hours, which is depressing because I wanted to live. Special me wanted to live. So, God, he saved me because, some people don't believe in God, but I do. I don't know why. I'm a Christian. Don't judge, okay? But this video is about to end. But when my mom, when it all happened, I remember my dad used to say this to me all the time, and I still remember it. And it's about to make me cry because I don't know why, but I remember him saying this to me, all the time. I'm literally about to burst in tears. But he always used to say that when I was a baby, I would hold his pinky finger everywhere, not everywhere, but all the time. And it just, because I still remember that, not from when I was a baby, but I still remember him from saying that. It just makes me happy because I know that he loves me, and I know that my mom loves me. I'm about to cry, so that's why I sound a little weird. And that, I know that they love me with all their heart, and I know that they'll always be here to protect me no matter what. And I know that I didn't want them to go so early, but I understand why, because they were living such a hard life. I'm about to cry. My mom was living such a hard life because my dad divorced her and everything. He was cheating on her with this girl, which her name is Allie. Stepmom. I did not like her whatsoever. I actually hated her so much that I would not even talk to her. So, but anyway, my mom was so depressed and she didn't want to live anymore. Literally, she told my grandma in front of me that she did not want to live, and that if she dies, to take care of me. So I actually knew that she was gonna die because she used to take this thing which helps you get off drugs or alcohol, and it's called methadone. And she used to take that, and then when she stopped taking it, my dad was in love with her for some reason. He didn't like her on it, but then when she took off of it, he loved her. I don't know why, but they used to kiss and everything. And I was like, ew. And I remember one time when I was at the park, they were kissing in the car and everything. Ew. So I was like, okay. And then when my mom used to sleep, she used to, sleepwalk. But she never used to do that. She used to sleep talk, too. So this was, days before she died. So I was like, I know that what's going to happen. And I'm in my head, and I'm like, God, I hate you so much. Don't do this to me. I knew what death was because my mom explained it to me pretty early in my life, about 6 or 7. So I knew what death was, but I didn't know why she had to go so early, and I was super mad at God. I used to cuss every day because I loved her so much. I would do anything for my mom. Literally, I would do anything. I would jump in front of a train for my mom. That's how much I love her. For my dad, I mean, I would, only if he was about to die. I wouldn't, I would do it to save my dad's life, but I don't love my dad as much as my mom. I love my mom to death. She is the most, wonderful. I love her more than anybody in this world. There's no doubt in my mind that I love her more than anyone. I love her so much. But she just had to go, and that was a choice that she had to make. Because when she was about to die, this guy came over that I later found when I was talking to my cousin. Yes, I have a cousin. Her name is Emily. So yeah, her name is Emily. She lives somewhere now, but I used to talk to her all the time because we were BFFs and we loved each other so much. And every time I used to come over her house, she's like, "Give me a big fat hug," and I used to hug her all the time. So yeah, I miss her. I haven't seen her in a year, I think. A year or 2 years, I can't know, but I haven't seen her so long. So when she was telling me this and we were explaining, I was so devastated because I was at her house and I was thinking about my mom, and I saw this picture of when I'm about to cry, when I was there at my mom's funeral. And literally at my mom's funeral, I cried so much that I could not handle. I had to walk out of the funeral, to take a deep breath. I could not handle it. I was so devastated. And, my dad, he was trying to get me to get out of the funeral. He was like, "No, don't stay here." And I'm like, and I talked to my dad and my brother was there too. But and my brother was drunk, by the way, which I was super mad about. But I was with my dad and I was talking to him and I was like, you know what? This is my mom. I had this tone with him and I said, you know what, Dad? This is my mom's funeral. So if you love her so much, then you're going to have to stay here because I know you love her deep in your heart. And I know you would do anything for her. And I love her so much. And I was like, I would do anything for her. But to see you here trying to take me away from my mom's funeral is the worst thing that you could ever do to me. And I was like, I love my mom to death, and I don't know what's gotten into your head and what you processed in your head to get me to come with you, but I'm not doing it. And he flipped out. He was like, you're coming with me, Courtney. You're coming with me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I was like, you take a deep breath there, sir, and you think about if I should come with you or not. And I just sat there and I'm like, you still thinking? Yeah, I'm not coming with you. And I ran right back in and he's like, Courtney, and kept yelling my name and I'm like, nope, bye. Like, I was sassy. I was rude, like really rude then. And then my brother, he was like, I want some of my mom ashes too. And I talked to my brother about it. And I'm like, you know what? This has been the worst day of my life. This has been like the worst year of my life. And you're just making it harder on me because this is my mom's funeral. And yet you're getting high and drunk. And you want my mom's ashes. And so it was a big fight. And I'm just like, I can't deal with it. Like, there's too much drama. So I had... And plus, when I was there, I was like devastated for like 2 hours. So I walked out with my cousin. We hugged for a little bit because I was devastated. Like, I couldn't even think straight that day. Like, if someone would give me a math equation like 2 plus 2, I could not even answer it, literally. Or like 5 plus 5, I could not even. That's how much I miss my mom. So then we were going and we were about to go and I saw my mom's ashes and I had this necklace and it was green and I still have my mom's ashes today. So, and I had these cards and they said the Lord thingy, and the Lord is my shepherd, I should not fear, like stuff like that. So I took like so many cards and I put them near my mom's ashes and I prayed for something. I'm about to cry. Like, I wanted my mom to be happy. Like, I always wanted my mom to be happy. And seeing her like so upset, which I'm crying right now, which I shouldn't be because it's ridiculous, but seeing my mom upset like the way she was back then just like hurt me deep inside. Like, it felt like when my mom died, it felt like there was a needle, not even a needle, like a knife scraping into my heart. And just, like, it hurts so bad, and it still hurts today. And when my dad died, I didn't really cry about it. And then a year, 2 later, I started crying about it because, I missed him. And a funny memory is that I have Legos, and I can't build them for anything, and he used to build me Legos. He used to build them for me. There's no point. There's literally no point. No one knows how to build Legos in this house, so yeah, and I still have some of the stuff he got me and my mom got me. And I have this shirt that my mom got me, and my grandma's like, should we give this away? And I'm like, no, we're not giving anything that my mom got me away. Like, I'm keeping it, because, I miss her so much that it just hurts, And on that day, I was so devastated. And then when my dad died, so I was sleeping in my room, and my room was yellow, and I liked yellow then for some reason. So I was in my room, my dad was coming home late, like at least 12 or 1 in the morning, and he, comes up the stairs, and I hear him, and I go out of my home, like, there was like a bedroom, and then there was like my like I had my own bathroom, but it wasn't in my room, it was like across from my room, and then the steps were right next to the bathroom. And then there was this closet right next to me on the right, I think. It was like this little room with a little closet in it, which later finds out that someone was actually living in there. Well, no, not living in there, but someone was going to live in there. It was my nanny, which I don't like calling her nanny because she's not even my real nanny, but so I was later finding out that she was going to live there, but when I'm about to end this story, but when I was going into the bathroom, he was walking up the stairs, and we met each other like at the little hallway, and then like right next to me, I had a library thing, and then I had his room across from it, and he had his own bathroom, but he was coming up, and he had like bruises all over his face and his fist, and I'm just like, do you need a band-aid, Dad? And his knuckles were like busted, like they were like sore, and he was like, yeah. So I got him a band-aid, and I got him everything, and that was the last time I saw him, and I was like, good night, Dad, and I hugged him and kissed him on the forehead, and he walked to his room, and then when I woke up, there was people standing all in the room. Like, there was like police people, and they were trying to wake me up, and it was like 2, 3 in the morning. And I'm just like, oh my God, what's happening? Why is everyone in my room? And then they were like, okay, we need to explain something to you. And I'm like, what? What's going on? Where's my dad? And I'm like trying to go to the room, and they're like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, where's my dad? Give my dad back. And, I was confused. Just like when my mom died, I was confused. But I was like, where's my dad? Where did he go? And they were like, this is devastating. And they were like, we know that your mom died because, your stepmom told us that your mom died too. So this might be hurting you. And I'm like, okay, just tell me. And they were like, your dad died. And it's like, and I had like this blank moment where they were just silence, and I felt hurt, but I didn't want to show it. Like, I felt hurt, and I kept it cool, and I was like, okay. And they're like, how are you not crying? And I'm like, because I didn't love my dad that much. Like, I know I loved him a little, but I didn't like him that much. But I know it. I was like, it does hurt me a little bit, but I know that he's with my mom and he's happy, and I shouldn't cry about it. Because that's what my dad always told me. Hold on. Because when my mom died, week, like that week when my mom died, I spent a week and I did not sleep. Like, I was crying all night. So my dad was like, your mom does not want to see you cry. She wants to see you happy. She wants to see that you're moving on. So that's why I was like, keeping it cool. So we went downstairs. My nanny was there. My, stepmom, which I didn't really like her. She was a redhead, by the way. And then when I went downstairs to go get something to eat, I like felt like something was there, like right behind me. And we had this big kitchen, and then we had like this dining room inside of it, and it was big. And then we had this out back. It was like a really good house. And we were in Ocean Shore, by the way. Like, so we weren't in, Maryland, to be exact. We were like in Denver, Delaware. So and then I went upstairs, and I was walking up the stairs, and I was looking up, and I saw this like shine of sunlight, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna be a good day. And I was like, you know what, I should let all of my emotions. So I went to my dad's room. Guess what I saw? They were carrying my dad out, and I was like, before you carry my dad out, can I talk to him? Because I saw my mom's dead body too. Like, I saw it. I saw everything. And I was standing there, and they put him on the bed, and they covered him up, and I was just like, and I was holding his hand. I'm about to cry. But he was dead. But I was holding his hand, and I was like, Dad, I love you. I'm crying. I'm actually crying. And I was like, Dad, I really love you, and I didn't want to see you hurt like this, and I didn't want to. I'm literally crying. And I was like, I don't want you to see me hurt because I know how much you love me. And I know that you're happy with Mom now, and you don't have no worries in the world about me. You're safe without me. You don't have nothing to worry about. And I was like, I love you, Dad, so much. And I was like, sometimes I don't act like it, but I do. And then I was like, you can take him away. And then they took him away. And I was crying. I did cry. So I was like, devastated again. And then Allie was like, and in the place where like, if she can't find a home, then she's going to be in the foster care. And Allie was like, I'll contact your grandmother. Contact my grandmother. It's been like 2 hours. I've been sitting in the house. I actually liked it because I've been sitting in that house that I love. So, and then I go to my grandmother's house, and I see her, and she didn't know what was happening, because Allie didn't tell her, and I was like almost devastated. Like, I was devastated, and I started crying. I was like, my dad died, and I have to stay here. And I was just like, I can't be anywhere else because there's no one else to take me but you, and you're the only one. And I'm literally crying. And she was like, I'll take care of you. And it's been 4 years now since I've been living here. But so then they were like, here's your stuff, and I had like I didn't sleep for like a month for that reason. Like, I slept in the daytime, but I didn't sleep in the nighttime. It's still like that, by the way. Except I don't cry like this. And then when my mom died, I didn't explain how she died, but they were, oh god, this is 40 minutes. This is going to be a long video. But when they were, when I was, downstairs, she was like going up the stairs, because this guy, he had this medicine, and it was pink, and I knew what it was. Obviously I know what it was. It was like drugs, and it was like this methadone, which methadone is like pink, and it has this little thing, So I was like, I know what this is, and I was like, Mom, why are you taking that? She went up to the bathroom. Before she did, I had this guy living with my mom and me, and his name is Brad. So he liked my mom, and he asked to marry her, and she said no because she loved my dad. So they were, my dad and my mom had an on and off relationship. Like, they were together, but then they weren't together, and then they were together, and then they weren't together. So it was like weird, I'm talking really fast because I want this to end. And then she, goes up the stairs, but before she does, she's like standing at the step, like on the third step, and she's like, Courtney, I just want you to know that I love you. And I was like, I love you too, Mom. And then she goes upstairs, and then she goes to the bathroom, and I hear the door lock, and I'm like, I hear the door shut, and I heard the door lock, and I'm like, oh, she must be taking a shower or something, because that's what I do. And then 30 minutes go by, she has not even come downstairs, and my dad, not my dad, my mom, my brother and me start freaking out, and we're like trying to bust the door down, like, Mom, Mom, Mom. And then my brother gets the door down, and we see my mom laying on the ground, and her eyes were not open, actually. That's pretty interesting. So she was laying on the ground, and she had, it was pills in this, toilet, and then she had the medicine in her hand, but it was empty. So, she must have taken drugs. She must have did something. So we don't know for sure. We think it's a heart attack, but I think that's what we think. So then my brother's like, I was confused. I was like, is Mom okay? What's happening? Because, I knew what death was, but I didn't expect it to happen so fast. So and then my brother starts crying. I'm like, I've never seen you cry before. What's happening? I was like, I didn't know boys cry, which honestly, I still didn't. I didn't know. And then he was like 911, my mom died, and I'm like, wait, what? Oh, hold on. Sorry guys, my aunt again, but I want to end the story with a good ending. But I'm going to finish, the story first. And then we got the ambulance, and they said that I had to stay in my brother's room for a couple hours. So I stayed in there for 2 hours. And then I see Brad down, and I open the window because I see him at the entrance of the, thing. I'm like, Mr. Brad, and that's what I called him. I was like, Mr. Brad. And I was like, she was like, yeah, because I was going to call my grandma, and I had her phone number in the textbook thingy, and I was like, get my textbook and get the phone, please. And then he went up, and then so my grandma was at my Aunt Patty's house, and they didn't have service, so I was calling her. I called her 15 times, and I'm like, Mom, my mom's dead, and I started crying. I'm like, my mom's dead, Mom. And then she finally arrived, and they're like, where's Cordy? And then Aunt Patty was like, I'll go get her. And then she picked me up, and she's like, so we're gonna play a game where you close your eyes and you don't look at your mom's dead body. And I'm like, okay. And then I go down, and I open my eyes, and I see my mom's dead body. I see her on this thing on the ground, and she's covered in this black stuff, and I see her, and and I see her face and it's pale, and I'm just like, oh my god. And they took pictures of it, and I used to look at this picture, and I always used to be like, I love her. So, and then I started crying. She was like, did you see her? And I was like, yeah, I saw her. And so, and then my dad came, and he was like, no, she's going to stay with me. And then my mom was like, no, she's going to stay with me, she's fine. And then my dad's like, no, she's going to live with me. And then my cousin comes, which, honestly, this is like the best part, because she got my back. She's like, you know what? She's going to stay with her aunt, her mom, if she wants to, okay? Which, honestly, that was like the best part, because it was so funny and hilarious. I started laughing, like, oh, Emily, you got my back. And then he was like, no, she's going to stay with me. And then I went and I met Allie, and everything happened. So I want to end on a good note. So I hope you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications down below. And I hope to see you next time. Sorry I didn't finish this, by the way, but I just wanted to, give, some story time, because, many people don't really know anything about me. So I wanted to explain what happened in my life. Basically, that's most of my life and some of it, but I have more to tell. So if you guys want more, I can do more. I have a fever blister still, so it kind of hurts, and it looks ridiculous. I'm wearing a lipstick, so it looks like the same color, but anyway, I'll try to do like a story time maybe today or tomorrow or the next day. So let me know if you guys want a story time about like everything that ever happened to me. So I will, because I remember lots. I remember when I was at least 4 years old and I had this dog, but I will tell you everything about my life. Hope you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications down below. Bye, guys.